Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
I will give short introduction about Prabhuji. Prabhuji disciple है His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedant Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji ki. He joined ISKCON in 1976 in Buffalo, New York.
And Prabhuji has also done a significant contribution in converting Srila Prabhupada books into audiobooks. And we are very, very fortunate that Prabhuji has taken out time for us today. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Your kindness may please start.
Hare Krishna. So Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Will there be translation or just speaking in English is okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, in English it's okay.
Okay. Vancha kalpaturubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev chapatitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you for the opportunity to glorify the Yuga Dharma, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, our Japa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared for that purpose, seeing the sorry condition of everyone suffering in this world. He wanted to bring everyone back home, back to the spiritual kingdom. When you see Srila Prabhupada, wherever he's going, on his morning walk, he has his Japa mala. Even in interviews and meetings and many places, Srila Prabhupada was always absorbed in the holy name, in the chanting of the holy name. As it was mentioned, I came in the mid-70s in Miami temple, and my first duty was Sankirtan, book distribution. So it's so important that in the early morning we chant our japa, hearing the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And in a way that praying for protection, it's just like developing a shield of protection. Like Lord Indra wanted to have this shield of protection so he could fight against the demonic forces. So this Maha Mantra is not just some pious ritualistic activity. In the many religions and scriptures, there are rules, regulations, scriptural performances and sacrifices. But the most powerful and beneficial sacrifice, yajna for this age, is chanting Krishna's holy name. The purpose of all sacrifices, the purpose of all austerities and study, ultimately is so that one can perform the devotional service of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. And we know the story of Ajamil simply by calling out Narayan, even for his son. He wasn't even focused on it, and although he had a very bad background with sinful activities, still the power of the holy name gave him a chance to get more serious. We may be committing some offenses or we're not fully realized souls, but still we're chanting Krishna Akama Sarvo Kamo Va Moksha Kamo Dadadi Divarena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purushamparam. We approach Krishna through this process of chanting the holy name, and by doing so, all our desires for material happiness in this world, temporary world, all our difficulties and challenges, which are basically due to the bodily concept of life, this all is like Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Baba Mahadevagni Nirvapanam. It's cleaning the heart, cleansing the heart in such a way that all the dust, which has accumulated for many, many lifetimes, how fortunate we are that after traveling in this material universe and all forms of life, higher planets, lower planets, higher godly bodies, celestial bodies, degraded bodies, animal, bugs and worms, finally we get the human form of life. And just to show, Advaita Acharya offered the first prasadam plate to Haridas Thakur in a ceremony. And Haridas said, no, don't offer it to me. I am a Mohammedan, I'm fallen. And Advaita Acharya said, you're better than millions of Brahmanas because you're chanting the holy name of the Lord. You're the Namacharya. And although one chanting is so powerful, but if you hear about the gopis and the servants of the Lord and Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami, they want to have millions of tongues and millions of ears so they can chant and hear more and more because it's relishable. It may not be relishable at present. Maybe the mind is wandering. Think maybe I have something else to do, something more important. Maybe I should see what's on the news or what are the latest gossip. But by the chanting of the holy name and by really making that your shelter, this will give you confidence in your own. It'll awaken your divine abilities, your divine qualities. Naturally, a Vaishnava feels humble. Matter of fact, His Holiness Bhakti Ashray Vaishnava Maharaj, when we were in Vrindavan together for many years, we would travel. And I could see that he's fixed in the chanting of the holy name and the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ordering everyone that you take this chanting, this Sankirtan, this holy name, and you spread it all over the world. So this is our mission. We're followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Goswamis, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, Srila Prabhupada, and the sincere followers of Prabhupada. We're known as the Hare Krishna people because we're always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I was in Miami temple and we had many pictures on the walls in the temple room. And I was in front of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's picture and I was chanting enthusiastically, getting ready for the Sankirtan Yajna. But some sannyasis were traveling, visiting Satsvarupa Maharaj and Kriyananda Maharaj. And I got my first chastisement. He said, why are you so close to Bhakti Siddhanta's picture? Do you want somebody to be in your face chanting like that? So I realized that these are all transcendental spiritual personalities. But that how you say, awakening of the fact, the chanting of the holy name is wonderful and beautiful, but at the same time, we should be mindful how we're treating other Vaishnavas. And in order to perpetually be able to chant the holy name, the magic formula, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnana, Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari, Kirtaniya Sadahari, perpetually chanting by being humble, being tolerant, not looking for any kind of honor and prestige for ourselves. Nadanang, Najanang, Nasundaring. We don't want wealth because of chanting the holy name. We don't want to become popular and have people praise us for our wonderful chanting techniques. Or all these are cast away by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He just wants to be Gopi, Bharatu, Padakamayo, Das, 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 Anudas. That's the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wonderful gift of Sankirtan, that while walking on the street, we chant the holy name. While sitting in our home or whatever, this chanting should go on because life is very short, temporary, but the chanting is eternal. What goes on in the spiritual world? Chanting, dancing, glorification of the Lord, and spiritual activities. Krishna is very loving, very, very personable. So when we're calling out his name, with love and enthusiasm, utsahan nishchayat daryat, that we need enthusiasm, determination, and patience. Don't feel that, oh, I've been chanting now 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Where's my results? The results are there, incremental. But if you have wet wood by the fire and heat, it'll eventually burn, but it takes some time. So we should always keep ourselves dry, away from this wetness of material existence. Illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, meat eating, and avoid the association of non-devotees. Otherwise, the mind becomes too restless to think about chanting the holy name. The mind is all over, everywhere. And I found that by pacing back and forth so you don't fall asleep, and just doing the chanting process, then your enthusiasm will increase and your desire for spreading Krishna consciousness will be empowered. Not that we're thinking, oh, I'm an empowered individual, but this empowerment, the holy name is non-different than Krishna. And Krishna, Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shriyate, he has unlimited power, unlimited potency. And it's a reciprocation. We want to approach Krishna. We want to clean our heart. We want to somehow glorify the Lord. So by calling out Krishna's name with determination, avoiding the association of those who are materialists, who are determined to enjoy in this material world. The reason why most people perform religious rituals and duties is for dharma, artha. They want economic development. And then kama, for sense gratification. Then they become frustrated because material life is temporary and miserable, like looking for water in the desert. There's no water in the desert. It's just dry. So material desert, this material world, there's a reflection of spiritual happiness coming from the spiritual world. So we should fan that spark of Krishna consciousness. We need to awaken. Now it's covered. Now we're covered by the body, covered by the mind. Everyone is thinking that this life is everything. Let us work hard, enjoy this life, because there's no future life. And the professors and teachers and political leaders, they have no idea that we're eternal living beings. And that by this chanting process, we can awaken that eternality, that we awaken our consciousness, we awaken our existence on a different level. So we should continue chanting Krishna's holy name, and Krishna will give us the intelligence of how to engage in his service very nicely. Prabhupada was always chanting, but also translating the Bhagavatam is chanting, reciting, lecturing Srimad Bhagavatam, glorifying Krishna is chanting, hearing about Krishna. This is also hearing and chanting process. So everything is connected, but not that we neglect also, because the Goswamis had calculated a number of rounds they're chanting daily. They would offer obeisances, they would circumambulate Vrindavan, Govardhan, but they would do their Japa Mala. Bhakshila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said, if one is not chanting 64 rounds, he's considered fallen. But in this age of Kali, Srila Prabhupada, being empowered by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, the Acharya, he said like that, 64, okay, 32, okay, 20, okay, 16 rounds minimum. Do your 16 rounds. Not that you can't chant 18 or 20 or 60 rounds or 100 rounds. We should kirtaniya sadahari. We should be chanting 24 hours a day. But the doctor, Srila Prabhupada, gave us the minimal medical medicine, the holy name, that you at least do the minimal so that you're not again contaminated and infected by the material Maya. So I thank everyone for the opportunity to spend a few minutes to glorify Krishna, glorify the holy name. And by chanting the holy name, you'll have a desire to come to Vrindavan and see the beauty of Krishna Balaram, Radha Shyamala Sundar, Gaura and Srila Prabhupada in Samadhi, and just feel the spiritual potency and energy. And that spiritual potency and energy can be, again, revived daily by chanting Krishna's holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, that you tell us very beautifully that how holy name protect us and how we can become tolerant and humble by chanting the holy name. And that it is true that you also tell us that how life is very short and chanting is eternal. So we should chant, and how you give also example of Jamil, that how he called his son Narayan, but still Krishna show his mercy on him. So let all thanks Prabhuji by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
This
Ram
is
Hare Hare.
Gauda Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. Prabhuji.
Thank you. We're finished then?
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.